You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Red tide causing business owners to find new ways to reach customers and how the state is helping them stay in business.
And new school security begins this morning in Manatee County. We're going to have a live report at their new Guardian program.
And look at this, an emergency landing on Alligator Alley, how the pilot brought the plane down amidst some high-speed traffic. Ooh. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Imagine seeing that alongside you.
No, those are sights I never need to see. A plane landing on the highway next to me.
Good morning, 6 o'clock. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. What is the Monday forecast looking like out there, John Scalzi?
Pretty quiet, though. You probably wouldn't think that if you looked out into Gulf waters and saw all these showers that are out there. But they're not going anywhere. They're kind of dying out right in place. So we don't expect to see much around our area during drive time this morning. Quiet on all area roadways. They remain dry this morning as temperatures are climbing slowly but steadily. 74 degrees in inland areas, 79, 76, 77 in Longboat, Venice, and Inglewood. We'll probably top it out today at about 90 degrees. Forecast calls for about a 30% chance of showers as we head into 12, 1, 2 o'clock. Then by 3, up to about a 40% chance. That'll be mostly in inland areas. Complete forecast in a sec.
All right, talk to you soon, John. 6 o'clock right now, and this is our live camera right now, just reminding you about the ongoing construction project. As you get off the Sunshine Skyway Bridge and start heading towards 75, if you want to go north again, the exit is closed. It's quite a lengthy detour. Heading back south toward the Suncoast, no problem there. But this is a 10-month project. Just a reminder that's going on right now as we speak in northern Manatee County. Checking the maps right now, an ongoing issue on 75 northbound at State Road 70. No residual backup so far. Just be aware of that if you're heading north through that section of Manatee County. Farther south now, here's the northern half of Sarasota County. Fruitville Road, some buildup eastbound as you approach Beneva. Also look at Clark Road, some problems there in both directions, both as you come off the interstate and also eastbound as you head through the Palmer Ranch area. And then our final map to the south will show not much to speak of so far for our South County friends at 6:01. 3 people are dead, others injured after a series of random shootings in and around the Nashville area. ABC's Candace Gibson takes a closer look.
The massive manhunt in Nashville intensifying this morning as police search for 2 men driving this black Chevy sedan who are being called cold-blooded killers. Investigators say the men are behind a recent string of random robberies and shootings on the east side of the city.
I've been in Nashville all my life. I have never gotten up every morning to see 2 people shot, 1 person dead, 3 people shot.
Authorities say the pair ambushed a group of friends outside a bar Friday night, demanding money before gunning down 33-year-old Bartley Teal and 30-year-old Jamae Sorrentino.
He just had this soul about him that he was always happy.
Teal, whose bandmates call him Brandon, was killed while out celebrating his birthday.
It's not just Brandon, it's not just Jamie, it's the people before then. If this is all connected, there's victims before this, and there doesn't need to be another one.
No, senseless.
Their murders stoking fears after 2 other violent attacks in less than 2 weeks. August 8th, a woman was shot in the back and paralyzed in a robbery while walking her dogs. Her husband, a crew member for the band One Republic, said she's staying anonymous out of concern for her safety. And on August 14th, 31-year-old Kendall Rice was robbed and fatally shot while waiting for the bus to go to work. Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
For the latest on this story and other breaking news, check out our new app. It's under My Suncoast or WWSB at the App Store.
Well, fishing charters, restaurants, bars, and shops are all hurting right now because of the red tide outbreak. Governor Rick Scott says the state will provide assistance to those businesses under Florida's emergency order. Now, that covers 7 counties, including both Sarasota and Manatee counties. The state is offering a tourism recovery grant program through Visit Florida. Now, that money will be used by groups like Visit Sarasota for advertising and marketing once the red tide subsides. Now, small businesses with less than 100 employees can also apply for short-term interest-free bridge loans of up to $50,000. It would give me the opportunity to hire some extra help and help get things a little bit more under control from a small business ownership.
We're trying to make sure that they're working as much as possible, and the best thing that we can do is get folks out and get the word out that we're open.
As for now, many businesses impacted by the red tide are focusing on social media to try and communicate with customers.
The latest red tide report from Mote Marine shows another tough weekend along Suncoast beaches. Here are some pictures our staff took on Longboat Key. According to Mote Marine's report, a heavy amount of fish kills have been found at all these Suncoast beaches they tested. That includes moderate respiratory irritation. You can find the full report on our website, mysuncoast.com, along with comprehensive coverage of this ongoing disaster.
Well, red tide is causing more closures on Lido Beach. Now the Lido Pool, the pavilion, and concessions will remain closed through next week. The pool, of course, closed last Tuesday because of the bad smell and poor air quality. Well,
a new eye-opening report on contact lenses, The study says many users dispose of their old lenses by flushing them. Those lenses later contribute to pollution in oceans, lakes, and rivers. Lenses don't break down completely in sewer systems. For an idea how many are flushed, keep in mind Americans use 14 billion every year. That's about 50,000 pounds that wind up in sinks and toilets.
Well, chalk this up to things you probably don't want to see while driving 70 miles an hour on the highway. A plane landing next to you. Well, over the weekend it happened. Two people in a small plane had to make an emergency landing on 75. Oh my goodness, check this out. The plane was found parked on the side of the highway. Now, both the pilot and the student were okay, and shockingly, no vehicles were harmed in the landing of this plane. Police say the plane experienced some mechanical problems on its way from Punta Gorda and was bound for Opa-locka Executive Airport in Miami. Now, the cause of the crash is still under investigation as of this morning.
It's being called the Miracle on the Mound.
Oh, I love this so much.
Sister Mary Jo got a chance to show her stuff on the mound before the White Sox game. Look at that. She throws a strike to the catcher.
What
Boom.
An arm. Boom.
Get in the bullpen and wait for your call. She also wears a number on her back that signifies the speed that she says she can throw a fastball. How much?
60.
60 miles an hour. She's got a background playing a lot of baseball, and she had some fun along the way, too.
I'm telling you, she has thrown out one of the best pitches I've ever seen.
I threw one last month in Bradenton.
Yours did not look like that, Ray.
Hey, come on now. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
It was a reaction this weekend from the Catholic Church parishioners in Pennsylvania on their first Sunday at Mass since that 900-page grand jury report exposing massive abuse in the church.
Here's a peek outside our studio at how it looks right now in the downtown Sarasota area. Pretty peaceful right now as far as the fire danger index. Here's John Scalzi.
Yeah, not too bad. We're still in a moderate area of the fire danger scale across both Manatee and Sarasota counties. Could use a little bit more rainfall. We'll get a little bit more. Inland counties, though, have been reduced to the low category. And as far as red tide goes, well, the latest reports from Mote Marine are not all that great. Both Lido and Siesta have intense amounts of the irritant in the air, while all other observing stations are coming in with moderate amounts. That's significant. That's up from where it was on Friday. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Temperatures are rising and the deals are heating up during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. Get an all-new 2019 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $24,999 or save big and get up to $13,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com. People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A pretty light wind across the entire area, 73-degree air temperature, dew point a match, 100% relative humidity out there. So it does feel kind of humid and kind of sticky to start off the day. Now as we head into the afternoon, the temperatures will continue to rise and the dew point will spread a little bit. So we will see some slightly lower humidity as we head into the afternoon, but it'll still feel very warm and there'll still be enough humidity around to bump up our feels-like temperature to about 100 to 103. As we head through the morning, pretty quiet, not a whole lot of rainfall around. As we head into the noontime hour, then we'll start to see a shower or two build, mostly closer to the coastline, I think, by around lunchtime. But then the focus will shift in inland areas as we head into the afternoon. That will continue on through the early evening, and then by about 7 o'clock, everything starts to wind down with about a 30% chance of rain at that time. Similar to yesterday, showers and thunderstorms will build mostly in inland areas. You saw that yesterday with some very heavy thunderstorm activity across central Florida. And today, with deep tropical moisture in the southern tip of the state, I think we'll see the same thing develop mostly south of us. But still, in our area, we'll see one or two of those storms build, come up from the southeast, most likely, and then lift off toward the north or toward the northwest. Right now, everything quiet on area roadways. Don't think we'll see much of a problem, either with the drive to work or really even the drive home from work. I think by the time the drive home from work occurs on most of the major arteries across the Suncoast, the showers will be east of that. High pressure, our dominant weather feature, southeasterly wind flow continues for a couple of more days before that wind flow does a 180 and comes in out of the west. When it comes in out of the west, the sea breeze that forms today and brings showers and thunderstorms favoring our coastline will be pushed in the opposite direction closer to the east coast because the winds will sort of reinforce the sea breeze and push everything inland. But for today, that easterly flow keeps the sea breeze pretty close to our coast, or at least closer to our coast than the other coast. East wind continues for about 3 days. We'll have a midweek wind shift pushing most of the showery activity toward the other coast. And it's calm in the tropics. I'll tell you, there is just nothing going on. Watch the Futurecast. We'll put it into motion. It shows you quiet through the morning hours, a little bit of fair weather cloud cover, but lots of sunshine as well, poking through those clouds, boosting temperatures. By 3 p.m., we start to see the beginning of the showers and thunderstorms build. They produce some fairly heavy rainfall till we get till about 7 o'clock or so, and then those rain chances start to diminish. And we'll watch them kind of fade away as we head into the evening hours, and overnight should be pretty quiet with a few showers building out in the Gulf waters. As far as the forecast for the tropics go, I'll tell you what, it is hard to even find a cluster of clouds out there. This is usually a very busy time of the year, but cooler water temperatures, upper level winds, and some drier air have really reduced the amount of cloud cover that we have out there to basically next to nothing. So for the next 5 days, I don't think we have much to worry about in terms of tropical trouble. Southeast wind at about 10 knots, bringing you a light chop. And the forecast looks like this for today. About 90 for a daytime high, 40% chance of rain. A little bit of drier air sneaks in tomorrow, reducing rain chances a tad. But then those rain chances go back up. And for the rest of the week, I think we'll have plenty of moisture to work with to support those afternoon showers and thunderstorms. And by the time we get to the weekend, we'll have that westerly wind encouraging morning showers near the coast, followed by all the activity moving inland in the afternoon. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside and check on your morning commute. So far in Manatee County, we do have one accident that we want to tell you about. We've been following this throughout the morning. It's right there on I-75 in the northbound lane. There's an accident there that impacts exit 217, which is the State Road 70 exit. I-75 northbound lane accident right there at exit 217. Then in Sarasota County, the top half, not looking too bad yet at this hour. A little bit of a slowdown starting there on 41 at the top of your screen, but other than that, not too bad. And then if you're heading a little bit farther south, 75, 41, both of those are looking good so far. It is 6:15, and that is your first alert traffic. Now to the latest on the grand jury report that accuses more than 300 priests in 6 Pennsylvania dioceses of abusing more than 1,000 children.
Yesterday was the first Sunday of church services since the report was released last week. Reporter Andrew Spencer has parishioner reaction.
I'm horrified. It's gut-wrenching. It's so sad. As a Catholic, I'm ashamed.
Parishioners in Pittsburgh reflected after Sunday's Mass on the grand jury report released last week. That report describing 70 years of abuse, likely more than 1,000 child victims.
These poor people, what they've gone through all these years, and for them not to be able to talk about it, for them to be encouraged to keep it secret, it's just so awful. It's just so awful.
99 accused priests, nearly a third of those named in the report, served in the Diocese of Pittsburgh. During the Sunday morning Mass at St. Paul Cathedral, Reverend Chris Stubna addressed the report while delivering his homily, the words of which were also posted on the church's Facebook page. He called the days since very painful and difficult for everyone in the church. He said, quote, "Our hearts are broken most especially for the victims of sexual abuse and the pain and brokenness that they have borne for years."
I think Father Stubna hit the nail on the head that we need to pray. We need the help of God and the Holy Spirit to help us through these difficult times.
Much of the report deals with allegations from before the Catholic Church's sexual abuse scandal became public in 2002. Last Thursday, the Vatican cited that as further evidence that reforms in the church have worked to stop this kind of abuse. I'm Andrew Spencer, reporting.
Now, in their report, the grand jurors said that almost every instance of abuse that they found is too old to be prosecuted. However, 2 cases do still fall within that window, and charges have been filed against 2 priests so far.
6:17 right now, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
The Colorado father who confessed to killing his pregnant wife and 2 young daughters is expected to be formally charged today. His wife's friends are now speaking out about what they saw. We'll have their story when we come back.
Should see a high of 90 degrees today and a 40% chance of rain. There's a shot outside our window. Looking out at the Rosemary District. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC 7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC 7 on Facebook.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Well, it's fun to show you some live shots from across the eastern seaboard. First off, this is the nation's largest city, shot there of the Empire State Building, and in New York City. A little gloomy there right now.
It's a little gloomy there right now, but you're going to perk up in just a moment because I've got a really cool exhibition that is going to be appearing there in New York City that I think a lot of Disney fans are going to like. How's that for good tease?
That's coming up next, but first, here's a shot of Washington, D.C. Lights are on in the kitchen there.
So much brighter than their first shot that we did.
Yeah, there's Pennsylvania Avenue looking out, and you can see in the top right corner the Washington Monument. See it?
That is right.
A little sliver there of that. 6:21 right now on your Monday morning.
Well, as promised, new this morning, happy 90th anniversary, Mickey Mouse. In honor of that, Disney has announced that Mickey, the True Original Exhibition, an interactive art exhibit, is going to be opening in New York City. Now, the exhibit is an immersive pop-up art exhibit spanning 16,000 square feet of all kinds of original artwork from all different artists. The official opening in New York City is this November.
New this morning, a passenger who fell off a cruise boat spent 10 hours treading water and then rescued by the Croatian Coast Guard. The 46-year-old spent a long, cold night treading water in the Adriatic Sea, waiting for help. Finally, a patrol boat and an airplane helped rescue her. They took her to the hospital. She's doing fine this morning and admits that she is happy to be alive.
Well, the Colorado father who confessed to killing his pregnant wife and 2 daughters is expected to be formally charged later on today.
And as ABC's Clayton Sandell tells us, we're now hearing from the mother's friends and co-workers.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the last friend to see Shanann Watts alive is speaking out. Nicole Atkinson says she knew something wasn't right. 2 a.m. Monday, she says she drops her friend Shanann Watts at home from a late business trip.
She went inside, turned around and waved at me and shut the door.
But several hours later, she says the 34-year-old mother of 2 isn't answering her phone. She misses a doctor's appointment. Shanann was 15 weeks pregnant.
She was going to get to hear the baby's heartbeat and see how he or she was doing.
Atkinson says when she alerted Shanann's husband, Chris, he seemed unconcerned that his wife and daughters, 3-year-old Celeste and 4-year-old Bella, were missing. She calls police.
He just kept saying he didn't know where she was, that she was on a play date, but he couldn't give us the name of the friend.
And we'll have more of our exclusive interview coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Frederick, Colorado.
The day after chemo shouldn't mean going back to the doctor, just for a shot. With Neulasta Onpro, patients get their day back. To be with family, or just to sleep in. Strong chemo can put you at risk of serious infection. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Neulasta Onpro is designed to deliver Neulasta the day after chemo and is used by most patients today.
Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to it, or Neupogen, filgrastim. An incomplete dose could increase infection risk. Ruptured spleen, sometimes fatal as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, or allergic reactions to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
Ask your doctor about Neulasta Onpro. Pay no more than $5 per dose with copay card.
Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now, lease a new Subaru Forester for just $229 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticor that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
Watch Suncoast View weekdays at 9 a.m. on ABC 7.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Pets bring so much joy to our lives. They're loyal, they're protective, and smart. Yet as smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves, especially in the event of a natural disaster. During Hurricane Harvey, many families were separated from their pets. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
This morning, an alert for families with severe allergies. We'll tell you about the EpiPen shortage across the country and how long the wait could be.
A Florida high school student had her lunch taken away and thrown out because she was short with her lunch money. We'll have both sides of that story coming up.
And new school security begins this morning in Manatee County. Marla Spence will give us a preview of the new Guardian program and what students can expect this morning. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. And good morning to you on this Monday morning. It is 6:30. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Weekend now officially over. John Scalzi has a peek at the work week for us now.
Starting off pretty nice, actually, for your commute to work this morning. I don't see any problems, despite the fact that we have showers out in the Gulf waters. That's where they'll stay. Not a whole lot of action over land. All of our area roadways dry at this hour and should be for the next, probably 6 hours or so. And then we'll start to see the showers building inland in response to a little daytime heating. Right now, we're in the mid-70s in inland areas, mid to upper 70s as you get a little bit closer to the coastline. A very light easterly wind flowing. That'll allow the sea breeze to build and build early. As we head into the lunchtime hour, we'll work in about a 20% chance of a coastal shower. But then as we head into the afternoon, all those coastal showers move into inland areas, and that 40% chance of rain will occur mostly east of the interstate. We'll have the complete forecast in just a second.
All right, talk to you soon. Our roving camera right now is showing us that exit is now closed at 75 North. This is when you're coming off the Sunshine Skyway Bridge onto 275. Most of us go south toward the Naples area and the Suncoast, but if you do want to head north, that exit is closed for the next 10 months. Ongoing construction there, and quite an elaborate detour they have set up for you. So that's a live look right now at a pretty sunrise in the background there, too.
Gorgeous.
Here's the maps. We've got a problem there on 75 northbound at exit 217, also known as State Road 70. Despite the accident, it doesn't look like there's any residual delays being caused by that. Busy there at 70 and 301 as you cross north and south toward Bradenton and Sarasota, respectively. Our next map for the south will show us nothing in the red right now. Should be a smooth sail if you leave right now. And then our final map for the south will show one little blip there on 41 northbound as you head around the Jacaranda area.
Well, it is the first day on the job in the Manatee County schools for some former law enforcement officers and military veterans.
The next stage of the School Guardian program kicks in this morning, and our Marla Spence has a preview for us. Marla?
Guys, before the school bells ring, 18 guardians and 2 lead guardians will be in some Manatee County schools. The new school year, those guardians are eager to protect students. Now, those guardians trained under the Manatee County Sheriff's Office went through intense training lasting nearly 150 hours. That training included firearms drills, active shooter instruction, and diversity training. Just last week, those guardians received certificates for finally completing their training, which started back in late July. We spoke to a guardian who retired in Manatee County after serving 24 years as a trooper at the Pennsylvania State Police Department. He says after the tragic shooting at Parkland High School in Broward County, he knew he had to step in and use his skills for a good cause.
I thought it would be a worthwhile cause. With my background and my experience, it's a perfect transition from law enforcement to a position that I can help the public. It's giving back to the community. It's also providing me the ability to use my skills. I'm still of sound mind and body and want to contribute. And I feel honored and privileged to partake in this experience.
And after the Parkland shooting, the Florida legislator and Governor Rick Scott passed the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, requiring every school in the state to have an armed security officer. The Manatee County School District interviewed nearly 100 applicants for 40 positions, and later today, the remaining 20 guardians will start their own training. All 40 guardians will be placed in Manatee County elementary schools, while student resource officers will be placed in middle and high schools. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Marla Spence. An unusual story north of Orlando where a student didn't have enough lunch money. She says when she was short 15 cents, the cafeteria worker took her tray back and tossed the food. Here's the girl's mother.
She puts her food on, the tray, gets to the front, gives her number to the cashier, and she says, well, you owe 15 cents. And she said she didn't have any money, so the cashier took her food.
The Volusia County Public School District said the school will be contacting her family directly to resolve the issue. The next day, the student brought a quarter in to make up for the shortage. The workers said, "Don't worry, everything now is taken care of for you."
Well, it was a unique training day for the Sarasota Canine Search and Rescue Team over the weekend. Handlers and 18 trained canines were allowed to use Wakeland Elementary School in Bradenton for the day. Now, the team practiced all kinds of different scenarios, including a stage search and rescue outside, as well as a mock crime scene inside where the dogs were sent in to sniff out traces of blood. Now, each of these tasks, of course, helps prepare them for a real-life scenario.
So that if we're ever called by the community, either in a hurricane or tornado type situation, or even in a criminal case, that our handlers and our canines are prepared for this.
Now, not only did the training help the dogs, coordinators also says it helps build on the team's communication skills as well, improving their overall response times. Well, increased security has been top of mind for many these days, and it's no different here on the Suncoast.
And as our Jacqueline Matter tells us, the Sarasota Farmers Market is now making some security changes.
We feel very safe right now, but you know, it all takes is one deranged individual.
Security in public places is on everyone's minds, which is why the Sarasota Farmers Market is looking to add new safety measures.
We get 500,000 people a year that attend the market just on Saturday mornings, 52 weeks a year, 500,000 people. So, you know, we like to keep them safe.
Executive Director Phil Pagano says the new initiative aims to enhance pedestrian safety in downtown Sarasota. He recently presented a proposal to the Downtown Improvement District requesting money for additional barricades to be placed at the Main and Lemon and First Street and Lemon intersections, the market's busiest area.
For years, there was never crossing guards at this market. Now we have 4 during season, because at Main and Lemon, you know, folks will just wander around like, you know, they won't obey.
The request is for 16 Jersey-style barricades like these that can each be filled with 1,600 pounds of water. The placement of these barricades would protect visitors to the market from an attack similar to ones like we've seen recently across the world.
You know, if something happened yesterday, they'll be here today wondering, you know, how secure that we are. So we're always listening to the customers.
Those who come regularly say they're on board with the additional security.
We're really excited to hear about the initiatives they're taking on making it more safe.
With what's going on in the country today, you never know where, you know, when things are going to change.
As for cost, the Farmers Market is a nonprofit and hopes a grant will help fund their project. All this to ensure your weekend morning stroll through the streets of downtown Sarasota is as safe as it can be.
I think wherever you go, people want to feel secure where you go, whether it's a mall or whether it's a park or anywhere. So we try to keep up with, you know, is the best security we can.
In Sarasota, Jacqueline Matter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Early voting is now underway on the Suncoast, and there's actually a special push to get out the vote in one community. A local event called Souls to the Polls is pushing for a higher voter turnout, especially among the African American community. Newtown has an early voting location this month for the first time in years. The takeaway from the event: your vote is important and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. The event also honored 2 individuals with the first ever Dr. Ed James Civil Rights Award, which was presented by his son.
Today we gave away the first annual Dr. Ed James Civil Rights Award, which is really cool because today is actually my dad's birthday. And so we awarded Dr. Lawrence Miller and Hugh Culverhouse, 2 pillars in our community who've been fighting for justice for a very long time.
The award is given to individuals who have fought for justice and hold others accountable within the community. The Sarasota Elections Supervisor released the vote by mail and early voting numbers so far. Sarasota County reports almost an 11% turnout so far. Over 34,000 votes already cast. Early voting continues through this Saturday. If you have any questions where to go for the elections, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com.
Well, check your mailboxes. New Medicare cards are coming soon for Floridians. The new cards are free and will automatically be mailed out. You should expect to have them by the end of September. Now, they won't have your Social Security number on them anymore, but they will have some new features to help beneficiaries detect and avoid any identity theft issues or scams. Also know that true Medicare representatives will never call people asking for any personal information, including Social Security numbers or bank information.
The EpiPen has saved many lives in schools, especially for students who have particular severe allergy. Now there's a shortage of EpiPens in some school districts. The main manufacturer for the brand is unable to meet high demand.
And we have a great deal of patients who are on this medication and would like to get it filled, but cannot because we don't have it.
The most upsetting part is that the EpiPen is a life or death drug, one that should never go into a shortage.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Criminal charges against the former Trump lawyer could be announced by the end of the month, the latest on Michael Cohen's situation. It is 6:39 right now. Here's a shot of the 75-275 intersection there, as you see by that very dim sign. The exit is closed for the next 10 months due to a construction project. This is if you're coming off the Sunshine Skyway and looking to head north on 75. Southbound back to the Suncoast is fine, but that's a slowdown right there northbound.
There you go. And of course, over to John Scalzi now for a quick look at the weather for today.
Well, the weather looks good for your morning commute, no doubt about that. Have not checked any of the inclement weather boxes for your drive time forecast because I think the rain showers will time out such that they really won't bother us too much for drive time, except in the afternoon when there will be some showers around, but most of those are going to be well inland, so major arteries should be pretty much unaffected. The Sarasota hub forecast calls for all the hubs serving Sarasota International Airport, the major ones anyway, running on time, and the school bus forecast, it also looks good. We'll have a daytime high that tops out near 90, but 77 to pick up the kids under dry conditions, and when they're dropped off at about the afternoon time, 90 will be the temperature with mostly inland storms. Complete forecast in just a sec.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You are like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli. The absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
73-degree air temperature, dew point the same at 73, so we have 100% relative humidity. Temperature and dew point a match. East wind is light, coming in at about 3. Plenty of starry sky out there. Dawn is breaking on the Suncoast, and we'll have plenty of sunshine as we head into the next couple of hours. By about 9 o'clock this morning, we'll have a temperature near the 80-degree mark already, and as we head into the afternoon, we'll probably top it out near the 90 mark, and we'll have about a 40% chance of mostly inland storms. Now, Al and Northport did not get any rainfall yesterday. Either did Cooper report any in Sarasota, but Becky and Old Myakka picked up 1.25 inches, and I think we'll have similar sort of distribution again this afternoon with most of the showers in inland locations. As we head into the evening and the sunset begins to fall, we'll look for little chance of rainfall after about 9, 10, 11 o'clock. So most of the showers this morning well out into Gulf waters. They'll continue to move further and further from our coastline. The only place that has a chance, I think, of seeing some coastal showers is up here around the Big Bend region, where you've got a little bit more of a southerly component to the air, and it's pushed a few of the showers closer to the coastline. But locally, everything's quiet. Don't see much in the way of a rainfall chance for our area roadways this morning. But later today, that's when the action occurs. Because of the location of that high-pressure ridge, which is just about parallel with us, we'll watch an easterly wind be rather light today. Light enough that, yes, it will provide a collision between our sea breeze and that easterly wind flow, but also light enough that it allows that west coast sea breeze to move a good distance inland without being pushed back to the coast by a stronger easterly wind. Now, as we head into the later half of this work week, I think we'll start to see this east wind shift to a more westerly direction, reinforcing our sea breeze and taking most of this thunderstorm activity on our coast and pushing it to the other coast. And that's where we'll see the majority of rain falling as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even the weekend. We'll have an east wind probably till about Wednesday or Thursday. We'll see this midweek wind shift that changes the location of heaviest rains in Florida. And the tropics remain just eerily calm out there. As far as the forecast for today goes, pretty quiet through the morning hours as we head into the afternoon. We'll see a few showers begin to build along that sea breeze front, and the heaviest of the rain located in probably Hardee and DeSoto counties. As we head into the 8, 9, 10 o'clock time frame, everything kind of quiets down, and we look for pretty quiet conditions during the overnight. With tomorrow morning, a few scattered showers out in the Gulf, just very similar to what we saw this morning. As far as the tropics go, boy, you just don't see much going on this very, very usually active part of the hurricane season. But so far, everything is very quiet with cooler than average water temperatures, shear, and some drier air. Just not a lot happening. However, just remember, Hurricane Andrew, 26 years ago this Friday, occurred in a very, very light tropical season. And it was one of only 3 Category 5 hurricanes to ever make landfall. So it ain't over till it's over, right? East wind comes in at about 10 knots, turning a little more southerly during the evening, light chop 2-foot seas, and the forecast looks like this. For today, daytime high near 90, tomorrow about the same, although less rain chance tomorrow as some drier air kind of sneaks in. Won't last long, though. The dry air moistens up pretty quickly on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with rain chances at or slightly above the average for this time of year as we head into the weekend, about a 50% chance of those showers. Again, they'll be mostly inland in the afternoon with a few scattered morning showers near the coast by the time we get to Thursday and we start to see that wind shift. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Let's take a look outside and check your morning commute. Starting off in Manatee County, those roads are looking pretty good. There was an accident right there at 217, but that one has already been cleared up. Other than that, 301 State Road 70, your normal hot spot. And then heading into Sarasota, the top half of that is looking pretty decent so far. Fruitville has a couple delays on that, right between 75 and 41. Somewhere in there, there's a couple delays, right, Ray? Yeah, okay. A little farther south, 75 and 41 are running pretty smooth so far. 648, that's your first alert traffic.
There's new concern at the White House about how much their own lawyers said to the special counsel's investigators. This after a New York Times report that Don McGahn cooperated extensively with special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia probe. Among the topics Mueller wanted to talk to McGahn about was the circumstances surrounding the firing of former FBI Director James Comey.
Also new this morning, criminal charges against former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen could be announced by the end of the month. Now, the New York Times is reporting that investigators are looking at possible charges of both bank fraud and tax fraud in relation to about $20 million in loans obtained for Cohen and his family's taxi companies. Now, he's also accused of possible campaign violations as well, related in part to a $130,000 hush money payment for porn star Stormy Daniels to keep quiet about an alleged affair with President Trump. Now, he has expressed a willingness to cooperate with the investigation. No word yet on whether prosecutors are interested in a deal with Cohen or the information that he may have to offer.
It is 6:49 right now. Still had your top 7 headlines before 7 a.m.
That includes a final look at your bus stop forecast and a super creepy story about technology taking over our love lives. It's so strange. You do not want to miss this story.
I'm going to stick around for that.
It's even weird, too weird for me, folks.
And that's saying something. Here's a peek outside our window at how it looks in the Suncoast. Beautiful pastel sunrise in progress right now. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular Event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular Event.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Accord, 2018's North American Car of the Year.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Coming up on Good Morning America, the Miss America pageant in turmoil. The reigning winner slamming the pageant's new leaders. How Chairwoman Gretchen Carlson is responding this morning. It is 6:53, and here's your top 7 before 7.
First off, John Scalzi's Monday morning first alert weather forecast.
Looks pretty good for us this morning, no doubt about that. We'll have a mostly sunny start to the day, and then by afternoon, mostly inland showers will form with about a 40% chance of that. This is an east wind pattern. Later in the week, we'll have a west wind pattern, which favors morning showers near the coast, followed by inland showers developing a little bit later on in the day. And so far, in the tropics, all is calm. Back to you.
All right, good to hear. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. Number 2 here. Little build up there on State Road 70 on either side of the interstate. Otherwise, no major delays right now on Suncoast roads. Take it slowly as you head out the door this morning.
Number 3, it is the first day on the job in Manatee County schools for former law enforcement and military vets. 20 school guardians will now be on campuses today.
Number 4, a nationwide EpiPen shortage. The main manufacturer is unable to meet high demand. It's for those with severe allergies. Pharmacies nationwide are trying to keep up with the demand for those who need the EpiPen.
Number 5, happy 90th anniversary, Mickey Mouse. In honor of the big 9-0, Disney has announced a new interactive art exhibit opening in November in New York City.
Number 6, local businesses still hurting due to red tide. The state has stepped in to provide assistance under Florida's emergency order. Many business owners are using social media to tell customers how they're doing and if that they're still open.
And number 7, what's trending? A super creepy new invention. Japanese firm has created a holographic wife. This is her right here. Her name is Akuma Hikari. She's 20 inches tall and artificial intelligence. The Tokyo firm says she is being marketed to, quote, single men who live alone. Yeah, she's trained to recognize her owner's face and she can control all the lights in your place. And it gets weirder. The company says she'll grow to, quote, be the user's ideal wife after further updates. I feel like we're all being punked, but this is so weird.
Well, I just watched the movie last night that's actually 6 years old now with Joaquin Phoenix called Her.
This is exactly what it's like, only a little bit more visual.
He gets attached to his operating system. It's quite a sci-fi movie. You see it?
Yeah, that one's like Siri, like as a woman. This is like a little 20-inch wife.
Are there husband counterparts for,
not yet.
for others?
I checked. No, not yet. Can I get that for Christmas? Okay.
Don't you think, though, in the future that the whole 3D thing is going to be like the wave of the future? I mean, we'll have like these holographic television sets and things like that.
Yes,
amazing.
Movies, whatever.
All kinds of movies in 3D.
Yeah, you've got those stage performances now of like singers or Elvis shows and Beatles shows that are in holographs.
Yeah.
We're headed to a whole weird world in technology.
Oh, we're on the way. And we're on the way out of here now. Good Morning America is straight ahead, folks.